I'm Jim Reed. These are thoughts from my own head from a book called What I Said. All quotes in this book are original with me. No kidding. They occurred fresh inside my mind and burst forth all by themselves. If anything I said was also spoken by someone somewhere else, sometime else, I did not know it at the time. I'm proud of these thoughts. They belong to me. I now share them with you. Hope you like them, or at least ponder upon them, or even reject some of them outright. It's okay if you do. Just replace them with original thoughts of your own. At least I jump-started you. That's the whole idea, you know. I hope you learn to listen to yourself and repeat the ideas and respect the ideas that are yours and yours alone. Happy thinking. Here we go. Bless me, Father, for I have sneezed. I love me just the way I should have been. I am the only person I know who is just like me. You say, that smells delicious. Do you ever say, that tastes fragrant? I'm only an expert when I'm not around people who know more than I do. Good art is what you like that I also like. Before I succumb to impulse, I ask myself, am I better than this? Sometimes it is helpful to pause, stop the flurry and flow of daily activity, and ask myself, am I being worthy of life? I look forward to the wonderful possibility that I might awaken tomorrow morning. Each moment is a different everything. The writer is a trapeze artist, making the reader think, I could do that. You are a story. You are a living book. I must and will turn your pages, even when you're not looking. Keep on reading. Keep on writing. You may discover that the most delightful story of all is you. The most difficult accomplishment each day is for me to try to live up to my own standards. Books are the stuff of dreams. I cannot imagine a life without dreams and books and stuff. Bad art is what you don't like that I also don't like. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, but won't the raindrops obscure your vision? Our sanity is sculpted by what we do all day. I wonder whether my own shadow is scared of me. Somewhere in my past is at least one flea I've hurt. We're all tangled up with myth and hope and dread and beautiful lies and dormant truths. I can outshallow you anytime. It's always later than you think. I can't do everything at once. I can't even do one thing at once. Bad art is what you like that I don't like. For a person who doesn't know much, he sure doesn't know much. I hope reincarnation will allow me to make the mistakes I never got around to making in this current life. There is nothing not to write about. There is not nothing to write about. Enough is seldom enough. Each day, try to find something not to be annoyed by. I don't know everything. I only know what I know. As for the rest, you can take it from here. It has been many years since I first occurred. I think, therefore, I might be. Temptation is always so tempting. My enemy cannot take this moment from me. It's the one thing my enemy cannot take, for the moment is already gone. Too late to steal. Good art is what I like, whether you like it or not. If precocious is a word, why isn't postcocious a word? If you keep an open mind, won't your thoughts tumble out? Climb every molehill. The purpose of all my writing is to pose the question, is this just me? There is no future like the present. One day, I will write a book about things not meant for what they will become. I plan to die happy, except for the dying part. I like to brag about not being a braggart. Filling time is about all we do, whether or not we actually do anything. Bad art is what I don't like that the critics like, so I'll go along with it and pretend to like it. Time is ephemeral, but strangely real. No other unit of measure makes as much sense. One task of the writer is to record all the disappearing reference points. How many years will it take for you to become the person you always were? I can't get very far without my body. What it is possible for me to become is beneath my hopes. I seem to rely upon other people to make me feel bad. Why can't I just feel bad on my own? I believe in special moments and the disconnected interstices that come between them. The flash of inspiration is the only truth, the only beauty worth recording. To pay appropriate homage to life, it is important to think goodness whenever possible. Thank goodness. If my mind wanders, it can't get far because it is tethered to the body bag within which I reside. An actual physical object is worthy of preservation because it is there to remind us of what happened when, what happened where, and what, when, and where felt like. Wisdom imparted by the wind should be called a wind advisory. Bad art is what the critics don't like that I like, but I don't say anything because, the critics must be right, and I must have missed something. Who am I to criticize the critics? Innocent bystanders, where is the proof that they are innocent? My greatest hope is that science will find cheese curls to be a sure path to a healthy life. What is it I know that I have yet to learn? If you speak the unspeakable, it isn't. I am the last me standing. Good art is what gets you a good grade in art class, no matter how bad it is. Filling time is anything we do or do not do. If you build it, there is no telling whether anybody will come. Sooner or later is way too early. Bad art is what gets you a bad grade in art class, no matter how good it is. Her shallowness ran deep. I'm skeptical about my skepticism. If you've never been bad, how will you know when you're being good? Why do people only have flights of fancy? Can't one occasionally enjoy a sea voyage of fancy or a hike of fancy? Acceptance is the only real test of a civilized world. Good art is what I see when I am ready to see it. You can't go home again because nobody else is where you are now. Some of us are here on earth to make sure the books survive, even if we don't. The curse of youth is that they think they have enough time. Of all the duddies I know, I am the funniest. Bad art is what may be good, but I'm seeing it before I'm ready to see it. Any good idea can be twisted into a bad one by the snarkies of society. Our fellow travelers are watching us, so we must set inspiring standards of behavior. If we fail to do this, what good are we? Living a kindly life is difficult. Difficult is the only way anything good ever gets done. I cannot keep my hands off books or my mind off the beauty of words and stories. Don't deny the enemy's existence. Just show the universe that the enemy does not matter, has no effect, creates zero control over your innate ability to chuckle. Good art is, I know what I like and this is it. The present does not have much heft, since it is either immediately in the past or immediately about to happen. Oh, what fun it is to write! I'd like to be a medium fish in an insignificant pond. Wait, isn't that what I am? We daydreamers are guilty of wistful thinking. What if you examine a work of art as carefully as you read a book? What if you glance through the pages of a book as quickly as you view a work of art? Writing forces me to ignore the obvious and concentrate on the important. Bad art is, what in the world came over that artist? Dealing in subjects that are over your head keeps you from having to duck. Some people persist in telling me all manner of things on a don't need to know basis. People are tougher than they appear and far more frail than they act. The magic of words is that they outlive you. They persevere, even if you don't. Do the right thing right now. Hug your family. Lend a hand to someone in pain. Stay out of other people's belief systems and dogmas. Look to your immediate circumstances for peace and kindness. Deceased veterans did not die for me. They died instead of me. Would a barrel of monkeys be fun or just uncomfortable for the monkeys? Good art is my taste. Do trifles only come in mirrors? Ever needed to have your hackles lowered? Have leaping fish been told to go jump in the air? If you see water spots on a glass that's half full, are you being pessimistic? If you don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, have you considered it might be nighttime? On a cloudy day, you can see not quite forever. Bad art is not my taste. Does Freddy Krueger own a nail clipper? Would he associate with the likes of Edward Scissorhands or Captain Hook? If a dream is a wish your heart makes, does a nightmare count too? If I read the self-same poem 1,000 times, what of it? If I saw a passing smile one time and one time only, enough for one lifetime? If I saw you the rest of my life, would it be enough? Bad art is art that can't possibly be good because that very successful, filthy rich artist produced it. I'm still trying to grow up, bit by bit by bit. I kid you not. Even at the age of what it is I am, I'm still trying to grow up. I believe in manifest density. I doubt I'm a skeptic. When you truly believe in something, everything around you is its proof. Possessing high self-esteem does not require talent or brains. He told me to put it where the sun don't shine, so I hid it under the carpet. Well, it's only a paper moon shining down from a cardboard sky, so they had recreational pharmaceuticals back then, too. It is better to pay the power bill than to curse the darkness. Tomorrow is the day after the first day of the rest of your life. Those who take time to explain their creative work are not busy doing their creative work. Good art is what that starving but passionately suffering artist produced. So it has to be good, you know? Most things work fine till they break down. Where does the fist go when you open the hand? Once he misplaced his comparative analysis skills, he felt disillusioned. This bookstore is a foster home for fond memories, awaiting your adoption and nurture. I'm proud of being modest. I know we have a purpose. I just don't know what it is. Hypocrites always make me want to say one thing and do the opposite. You're boring me. Get off my yawn. This incarnation is not exactly what I had in mind. May I have the next life, please? You don't really want to know what's inside my brain, because you don't know where it's been. Every good idea eventually backfires. Good art must never be judged objectively. I might discard most of it if I did. I often consider procrastinating, but I keep putting it off. Life is life-threatening. I recall nostalgia with great fondness. Comfort begets suspicion. I have a callous regard for most people. Bad art must never be judged objectively. I might come to appreciate it if I did. The truth shall make you flee. My theology briefly is that the universe forces me to examine the concept of unintelligent design. It was a dark and stormy night. But then, that happens sometimes. Don't notice what people wear. Notice the way people wear what they wear. I worship the ground you walk on. Not you, just the ground you walk on. Just how much does Succotash suffer? I worshipped the ground she ran me into. She was standing before the honors house, working on her baccalaureate. I'm so sick of hypochondria. Canned kosher mackerel would rightfully be called holy mackerel, right? Bad art is necessary in order to have good art. Everything is personal. If you spread sunshine all over the place, won't that annoy insomniacs? If Mary had a little lamb, wouldn't there be hearings about a possible ban on gene splicing? I'm an almost total skeptic. While your eyes are closed in prayer, mine are wide open. I wouldn't want to miss seeing Jesus should he appear while you're asleep at the wheel. You never get away from who you are. Religion goes against my religion. Money is how people assign value. Money itself has no value. Let slip the puppies of war. There may come a day when art is a lost art. Writing is mostly an exercise in talking to myself. In lieu of stimulating conversation with others, I converse alone, monologue embedded in monologue. Quite stimulating sometime. You can't own too many lava lamps. The best things in life are pricey. I live in no man's land, the South. If she had known how ugly my feet are, would she have married me? What's the difference between a border collie and a borderline collie? Good art is necessary in order to have bad art. The stubborn shall inherit the earth. He always looked for new ways to live down to his own standards. Last week seems like a week ago. I remember yesterday like it was yesterday. Only one thing matters: holding and being held closely by those you love who love you. I showed up today just in time for old age. If reincarnation is a real thing, I'll probably come back as pollen in a buffalo's sneeze. Once he had sown his wild oats, he proudly displayed them for all to see. Today is the day before yesterday, assuming I realize this fact the day after tomorrow. If I ruled the world, a lot of people would be much happier, and a few would be in deep trouble. It left a bad taste in my mouth, but where else would you leave a bad taste? For dogs, personality trumps hygiene. I am the person I can't let go of, the person I can't fire, the person who will be with me as long as I am me. Exactly what will I miss if I don't watch out? No island is a man. I could use a guilt and sin expungement. I am the result of all my habits. Just look at me. She smiles me awake each morning. My side of the bed is sovereign territory. Long, long ago, when I was just big enough to be merely. If roosters crow, do crows rooster? Bad art is sometimes the most enduring art. I don't have enough to worry about. Fetch me more. While the donut shop was being robbed, the staff ducked for cover. A suspicious-looking vehicle was parked nearby. How does a vehicle look suspicious? My book, What I Said, merely attempts to loosen up the world, quip by quip. The best human interaction. When you wave and someone reflexively waves back without thought or judgment. She held me at charm's length. I look at way more than I can see. I am at peace with who I seem to be today. Good art sometimes lasts about as long as a cloud. They don't reward you for following the speed limit. Love. Let us explain love. Love is, love is, yikes. Love is, oh boy. Love is, geez. Oh, okay. Try to explain yesterday. Go ahead, I'm listening. I am just coming out of lonely. My beard hides my chinny chin chins. For a while there, it was nip, followed by tuck. Much of my energy in trying to act like a better person is expended in monitoring my mouth. I am definitely driving in the wrong of way. Just dropped my wallet into some bushes. Now I have a hedge fund. Should I unstick what's lodged in my craw? What would an empty craw feel like? Perish the thought. Thus, another thought dies. In case of stairwell fire, use elevator. After you enter, are you entranced? Why don't they call it corn on the ear? My stomach is having a rumble. The ugliest chair is always the best. What if everybody flushed at the same time? Rocks discovered on other planets now know that they are not alone in the universe. What would you like for me to say about you as you leave the room? Feeling someone else's pain is only the first step. What will you do about it? When I'm not raging or railing, I'm wailing or whining. When you say someone pulled a gun, I wonder whether it was so heavy that it had to be pulled. Appreciate this moment because the next moment may in no way resemble it. That man was anybody's guess. The clueless dude had his windows tinted on the wrong side. How the flighty have fallen. What route did Monday take to get here so soon? Lots for sale. Lots of what? I'm so glad I got to pass through here on my way to who knows. My brain is dissolving like an Alka-Seltzer tablet, but the fizz, oh, the wonderful fizz. I am serving a life sentence. The All About Me movement comprises a lavish of hedonists. The poet took a turn for the verse. I am in my reclining years. I never met a musil I didn't like. The sign says, space available. It's out there. Changing ancient place names adds insult to memory. No eating on the sales floor. Well, who would do that? What I Said, copyrighted 2021 by Jim Reed, published by Blue Rooster Press, edited by Liz Reed. Watch out for What I Said, Part 2.